Alright, so now I'm gonna be reviewing. Sorry. Freddy's Dead. Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, which came out in 1991. And honestly, this is where I believe the series went downhill. And I'm glad they I'm glad they stopped the series at this movie. New Nightmares is kind of like a reboot, I guess. But so this movie follows the last of the Elm Street children, and they moved out of Springwood. That's where the events of Nightmare on Elm Street take place, and they kind of live like in different areas and stuff. And they live like in this halfway house, and so one of them like starts remembering Freddy, and there's like a I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like there's like this portal thing breaking Springwood from like the outside world, and well, one of them he starts remembering Freddy, and he goes back to Springwood, and he like breaks the portal, and like Springwood now is like a ghost town, like no one lives there besides like Roseanne Barr and I forgot, it's Tom Arnold. Yeah, I'll get into that later. But I think there's no children that live there. And well, that one kid, he remembers Freddy, he breaks back in Springwood, and then this causes problems, and now all the kids start remembering Freddy, so now they have to fight Freddy and then, kill him off. But of course, in this one, you find out Freddy has a daughter. She's an adult now, but she starts helping these kids. I think she's helping the kid. She's kind of like a counselor at the halfway house, and she starts remembering stuff about Freddy, how Freddy was her father and what he did and stuff. And she is the one that basically defeats Freddy at the end. Um, Now as I said in the other videos, I hate this movie. I think it's a piece of trash. I never watch it. I probably don't remember much about it, because I don't watch it that much. I just find it really dumb. I don't know. Sorry. I don't know why they went this direction with the series, but this is basically like a freaking Three Stooges comedy sketch with Freddy Krueger in it. It is so comedic that it's not even funny half the time. Okay, I'm gonna get into some of the death scenes in this. There's a character, I forgot his name, what's his name? Is it Seth Meyers? He's one of the creators for Robot Chicken now. And this is him, like one of his first roles as a teenager. He's like obsessed with video games, and he falls asleep, and he gets sucked into, a video, well, they go into this house, and he's watching the TV, and he falls asleep. And then Johnny Depp comes on the TV, and it's like like a drug advertisement commercial, and it's Johnny Depp with a frying pan and an egg, and he goes like, "This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs." And then Freddy pops up and smacks him in the face with the frying pan, and he's like, "Oh, don't listen to him. Let's go get high." And like, in the God of DeVito starts playing, and you see like these weird like colors coming out of the TV. Well, this kid, like I said, is obsessed with video games, so he gets sucked into a video game. And like Freddy's like one of the characters in it, and Freddy's actually playing a fucking Nintendo, I think, because he has the Power Glove, and he has like a joystick and stuff, and like the kid's like in the house, and you see him like start Freddy's controlling like him in the game, but the kid's like walking around the house, so kid starts like bouncing up and down like this, hitting the ceiling, and like he gets thrown out the window, and then like Freddy uses the power glove, and he's like, "Don't forget the power glove," and punches him and kills his ass. It like kills him. Um, there's a scene at the beginning where, like I said, that kid, he like starts remembering Freddy, and he's the one that breaks like the border between Springwood and the outside world. He's on a plane, and like, well, he's on a plane, and he falls out. And then there's like a scene where he's standing in the house from like the Wizard of Oz, and you see Freddy on a broomstick, and he's like from the Wicked Witch from the West. He's just like the Wicked Witch from the West. And he's like, "I'll get you, my pretty," and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, so, yeah, the kid's on a plane, and then, like, this old lady's, like, creeping him out. And then he falls out the plane, and then Freddy pushes, he has, like, a parachute, but the parachute doesn't open. So Freddy pushes these spikes, and, like, the kid falls on them and dies. And then, like, how Freddy pushes out the spikes, like, very cartoonish. It reminds, like, literally, it reminds me of something out of Looney Tunes. Now, one of the cool death scenes I did like in it, one of the better death scenes I liked was, this kid named Carlos. He has, like, he has to wear, like, a hearing aid. I forgot what happened. I think his mom, like, messed up his ear when he was a kid. But, so, he goes to his dream world, where he's, like, in this this house, like, it's kind of like an apartment complex, like a bunch of tenants and stuff. And you hear like a bunch of screaming and stuff, and like yelling, and Freddy comes out, and he has this huge Q-tip, and he takes the Q-tip and like sticks it in his ears. He's like, "Oh, let me clean out your ears," or something like that. Sticks it in his ears, and he's like, "Ah," like that. Now that was painful because I don't like, I stuck Q-tips in my ears, and it feels weird. And I was afraid of, like, pushing it in too far, popping my eardrums. Um, then there's a scene where, like, I know it gets kind of ridiculous, but, like, Freddy is, like, has, like, a blackboard, a chalkboard, and, like, Carlos is sitting there, and, like, Freddy starts taking his glove and starts scratching it all over the blackboard, and he's, like, getting really happy about it. And, like, Carlos is, like, head starts expanding, it finally explodes. That's like the only gory death. This is not a death scene, but there's a girl named what's her name? Tina? There's a lot of Tinas in the series, but her dad used to sexually abuse her, and there's a scene where she starts fighting her dad and stuff, and it's really Freddy. And that's the only character that kind of had like kind of a sympathetic trait to her, but she's still a bitch. Like, I didn't like her when we first met her because she's just a straight up bitch. Then, uh, then there's like, okay, those were like the death scene, but besides that wasn't a death scene, but, so some of the other scenes that, that I kind of liked was like Freddy's backstory, which you reveal like when he was a kid, he used to kill hamsters and stuff, and the kids used to make fun of him. They go, "Son of 100 maniacs, son of 100 maniacs," or yeah, is 100 or yeah, 100, yeah. Then there's like one scene where he's like a teenager, and he likes to like cut himself or something like that. He likes being beat. So his dad comes down. He's played by Alice Cooper. His dad's a drunk. He starts beating him with the belt, and like Freddy's getting like off on it or something. And then he threatens to kill his dad. Then there's him as an adult, and he's married to, his wife. And then his daughter, which is the the councilwoman in the movie. She's the adult, the one helping the kids. Is her as a little girl, and she sees that, her father, who's Freddy, used to beat her mom and stuff, but he was like nice to her, but he used to beat her mom and all that, and then she got taken away. And then so we get to the end of the movie where she has to defeat Freddy. So she pulls Freddy out into the real world, and she fights him, and then she sticks a stick of dynamite in him and blows him up, and that kills him. I'm like, okay, I guess that worked. That was better than the death scenes in part 4 and 5, but okay. There's some other like stupid scenes, but they're kind of funny. Like there's a scene where they're riding around in the van in Springwood, and they're like, they're telling Carlos to like, look at the map. What does it say? And he opens the map and it says, "You're fucked," and it really does. It says, "You're fucked" on the map. There's a famous line from the movie where Freddy goes, "Every town has an Elm Street." Uh, I don't know. Like I said, I hate this movie. There's just some dumb scenes in it. Like there's a scene where he's driving a bus and he hits a kid with the bus, and he's like, it's very Looney Tune-ish. Like it's retarded. I don't know. It's like I'm trying to think about positive things to say, or really what to talk about, because I don't watch this movie that much. And I know like this there's a 3D effect in the movie where like the main Freddy's daughter goes into like Freddy to kill him, and there's supposed to be like because there's like these dream demon things that possess his body, and like she's trying to go, when she's going into him or going to get him, there's supposed to be like this 3D effect, but I don't think on the DVD releases they ever released the DVD effect, because when they said they showed it in the theaters, it didn't work and people thought it was funny. Yeah, I mean, like I said, like I would not recommend this one. I'm not even like really angry about it. I just don't know really what to say. It's just really cartoonish and not that. And there's no gore. It didn't utilize the dream sequences that well. I only liked one death scene out of the movie, and that was Carlos' death scene, and it was just garbage to me. I didn't enjoy this movie at all. Anyways, that's my review.